At 2016, I graduated high school from a Chinese high school that was called Number One High School of Kunming. And it was a private school. It had a public school's title because it's named Number One High School. That's literally how they name schools in China. And then it was a separate campus from the main campus of Number One High School. Okay. And then after I graduated 2016, I came to America and started my journey here in 2016, at the end of 2016. Now I'm going to share with you what it was like going to school in China, especially high school. What was it like going to a Chinese high school? And I just want to tell you, you guys got it easy here. After all the things I've heard about American high school, everything I've seen in the movies, that's okay. Just to clarify, everybody outside of America probably thought that's what high school life is like in the movies, but I know that's not true. After me being here for so many years, I realized, movies are just movies. Again, the rumors you heard from Chinese school, some probably are true, some probably are not, right? Let me tell you, I went to a boarding school right off the bat, okay? Because I did not get a good enough grade at my final exam from middle school to high school. And then your whole high school year or years is basically you are preparing for this test of your life. Essentially is the test that will put you into a good college versus a bad college, or it's gonna decide the fate of your life. This exam, okay? It's called Gaokao. The high examination. That's literally what the translation is. So yeah, your whole high school years, you're preparing for this test. Essentially, you want to be able to learn as much as you can and then learn how to beat this exam, right? This is the final boss, the examination. If you get a high score, you go to a good college, which equals a good paying job, a good life. Otherwise, you get a low score, you go to a bad college, or you don't go to college, or you go to a skill-based college, meaning like you go to a mechanical school, or you go to like a, chef's school, or you go to like a barber's school, like develop a specific skill, which it was never the key focus of any Chinese person that I knew, growing up. Mind you, this was back, in 2000 something, right? It might have changed, I don't know. I haven't been home since 2019. But when I was in high school, okay, let me tell you my schedule first. Okay, we wake up at 6 a.m. Especially, when you live in the boarding school, right? Your whole schedule is based on the school. Whatever the school tells you to do, you do it, right? Wake up at 6 a.m. We have classes throughout the day, all the way till 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. at night, okay? And then you don't go back to your dorm till 10 p.m. You don't lay down, sleep till like 11. And you have classes. Every class is 40 minutes, okay? Starting from 6:30, I think, or 7. I could be wrong. But the first thing first, you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you get yourself cleaned up, put on your uniform, what you would do is you will gather up downstairs or on the gym field, on the field or a gym that you're gonna be what's the word? You're gonna be gathered up by your teachers to prepare to exercise, okay? And to do that, the reason is because your PE score is also in the final examination in your high school, deciding which high school you go to. A lot of people wanted to be athlete. That was one of the routes as well. So you do that, you run laps. Okay, imagine you gotta run laps every morning. You wake up at 6, and then you start running laps at like 6:30, maybe around that time. And then you go to cafeteria, and then you eat your breakfast. Most of the times, it's noodles or rice noodles. After that, at 7:15, you start your first class. Okay, every class is 40 minutes. 40 minutes a subject. You get 10 minutes break in between subjects. And then your lunch is like at 12 or something, I can't remember, 12:30. And you have 30 minutes for lunch. And then you have 30 minutes or 30 minutes to an hour as your, what is it called? Self-study? Yeah, noon self-study. Sometimes you get to take a nap on your table, obviously. Oh, this is a key difference between Chinese high school and American high school, okay? You do not go to classes. You do not go to classrooms. You stay in a classroom. The teacher come to you. Okay, the teachers come to you. After 40 minutes, they move. They have their own office, right? And you stay in the same classroom. You stay with the same table, likely from year 1 to year 3. So, what are the subjects? In the first year, everybody has the same subjects, right? You got philosophy, you got physics, you got chemistry, you have geography, history, Chinese, literature, English, mathematics, and there's some other random classes that it depends on the school you might get. All right, music class. Music class and PE class were one of our favorite, but in your schedule you hardly ever see these classes. You probably get them once per day or once per week. Okay. By the way, I could only go home once. That was Saturday evening, and then I go do my laundry on Sunday, and then I go back to school Sunday evening. It was kind of like a prison, not gonna lie. Besides, you get to go home at the end of the week once, and then you cannot leave the school if you are in boarding school. You are only limited to the perimeter of the school. And the security is all over. But they weren't able to guard me. They weren't able to guard some of us. So yeah, all of those subjects, 40 minutes. Sometimes, you get them back to back. Those are the worst. Examination. That's the key word. Okay, for people. They found out, they think that the best way to find the best people, the foundation, the fuel of the society, how do we select them? By having them do an examination. Okay, if they're good at it on paper, right, we're gonna hire them, we're gonna keep them, we're gonna put them in the best schools. That's what it is. And then you might get these random classes like computer science or whatever. They don't call it computer science, it's just computers. You know, they teach you how to use a computer, which, you know, we really love that class, because for me, that was the only time I can kind of sneak and then play a little bit of game. My heart, bro, I'm telling you, I had one of those Nokia phones when I was in middle school or high school. I can't remember. In high school, I had a little touchscreen phone just became popular when I was in high school. It's, to give you a perspective, not everybody had a phone, and I couldn't own a phone when I was in school, because you have to turn in your phone at the beginning of the week. I remember I told you have to go in Sunday evening. You have to turn in your phone. You're not allowed to use your phone throughout the whole week till they give it back to you at the end of the week. And yeah, I mean, my dorm was right there in the school. Some of them became my best friends, and then we've been through a lot together. But that was just like a general idea. It is completely different than what anything you could experience, you know, here in America. Maybe more like a prison. So this is only a glimpse of what it was like in high school. Let me know if you want me to share a little bit more. Maybe I can go back and find some old photos from my mom and videos. We also had like competitions, the sports competitions at school. Those were really fun. Singing competition, dance competition as a unit, right? I mean, your class is your unit, and then in my class I had like 30 something people, considered small, right? So all of us got to know each other from year 1 to year 3, right? And then we became really good friends. You're gonna go through all of these programs in high school. So yeah, that's, man, I think back now, it's crazy. It's crazy. You guys got it easy here. Anyways, I love you. Praying for you. Appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video.